Okay, y'all. So today we're going to create the unpaper towels. And the fabric I'm going to use is cotton fabric at the top and terry cloth fabric at the back. Okay. Now you can use flannel if you prefer, but I prefer terry cloth at the front, at the back, and the cotton at the front. Okay. And as I'm sewing, I'll give you other tips that you can use as we're going along. Okay. So I made these and created these for my grand girl, and she is 2 years old. So as you can see, they're pretty small. They're kind of like almost like the size of my hand. Okay. Well, she's two, so her hands are a little bit smaller. And this just makes it a fun way for them to know after you wash your hands, dry your hands, or if something is dirty, you could just pick this up and clean, right? So this is what I'm going to show you. I made this theme here. I'm working on this theme, like an animal theme. And I created this theme for her as well, like a princess theme. I used I use scrap fabric. Okay, now you can use yardage fabric. You can cut it into the size that you need, or you can use scrap fabric or fat quarters, or you can also use this, what they call it, bandanas. Okay, so today I'm going to use this bandana that I got. I've been having it for a while, but I'm pretty sure I got it from Hobby Lobby. But what you can use, whatever bandana you, wherever you buy it from. Okay, so I'm just going to use this one here, and it is get them when they on sale. If you don't, if you wanted to create one today, I would just use my scrap fabric and wait for the sale to go on. But without the sale, I think it was only 99 cents. So with this, it looks as if you could possibly make a total of four of these, or maybe five. Let me see, probably six. I don't know. I haven't used all of it at one time, so I won't know. But again, I'm going to use this handkerchief here, or bandana, for the front. And then I'm going to use this terry cloth for the back. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. The supplies you're going to need again is your fabric. You're also going to need the pattern. So for the pattern, I just used a piece of copy paper. Okay. So I just used a piece of copy paper and I folded it in half. Okay. Let me just make sure that this is recorded. It is. Okay. So I folded it in half to make it the smaller size for my grand girl. Okay. But if you want to make larger sizes, you can just go ahead and use a full piece of copy paper. It's totally up to you. So you're going to need that. But if you're making them for a small kid, maybe by the age from 12 years old, I'm sorry, 12 months old, all the way to 5 years old, I think this is a perfect size. Okay. You're going to need your scissors and or rotary cutter, whichever one you decide to use. I'm going to use Wonder Clips, but you can also use these pins here as well. You're going to need your sewing machine with matching thread. I am going to use the blue thread at the bottom, and then at the top, I'm going to use white thread, okay? And I'm going to have to make sure I thread my machine. All right. And are you going to need an iron and ironing board? I'm already warming up my iron because I need to press this before I sew it. I'm going to move my stuff out the way. You're going to need also maybe some chopsticks or wooden dowels, or you can also use your scissors to poke out the corners when we get to that part, okay? So right now I got my iron warming up. I really enjoy making these. They're very beginner friendly and they don't take long to make. Maybe under, if this is going to be your first time, I would say 30 minutes. Anything after that, if you once you get the hang of it, I would say about 15 minutes or under. Okay, especially if you have everything cut out. To have everything cut out, then maybe 5 minutes. Not long at all. Okay, so let's go through this. I need to press this out. And I'm just going to press the amount that I need. So just a little bit. And then I'm going to grab my pattern piece that I already cut out from the terry cloth, and I'm going to lay it on top of here. So right now, right side should be facing, okay? I'm going to go ahead and get my scissors, and I'm just going to move this up a little bit. I'm just going to trim around it, but I'm not going to make it even. I'm just going to leave some on the sides. I'm just going to trim around it with my scissors. Again, you can cut these out at the same time. And as you can see, look how much more we have left. So you can definitely create you more. All right. So now that I have that cut out, I'm just going to even it out back down here at the bottom. And cut some of this off over here. All right, so we're getting somewhere. All right, so now I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm just going to put it to the side here. Okay, my next step will be to either you can pin all the way around and leave an opening, about a 2-inch opening right here at the bottom. Or you can use your Wonder Clips and just clip all the way around, also leaving about a 2-inch at the bottom. So I'm going to use clips. So as you can see, remember, right size is touching, okay? So I'm going to use as many clips as if I was a beginner. You can use as many as you like. Don't worry about using 1 or 2 or 4. No, use as many as you like until you're comfortable with sewing them. Okay? So I'm going to pin as if I am a beginner. I'm sorry, clip. This is perfect for someone in the So Cute Beginner Friendly Sewing Group. Said this is perfect for stocking stuffers. So we're right on time for Christmas. I'm also thinking for Thanksgiving, this will be a good little, if you do Thanksgiving theme, fall theme, this will be a great project to have on your dinner table so that others can use that instead of paper towels or napkins, right? So I think it's a good deal. All right, so after I have it pinned all the way or clipped all the way around, again, you don't need this many if you're not a beginner, but if you're a beginner, I say clip or pin as often and as much as you want, okay? All right, so now that I have it clipped, pinned, or pinned, we're gonna take it to the sewing machine and we're gonna sew all the way around it, okay? Leaving about a 2-inch hole at the bottom, about a 2-inch hole at the bottom, and to turn it right sides out, okay? So what we're gonna do is we left this bottom piece open right here. So in between these 2 clips, I'm not gonna sew, all right? So I'm gonna take it to the sewing machine. I'm gonna start here. Using about a 1/4-inch seam allowance, I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna back stitch. I'm gonna sew all the way here using, again, a 1/4-inch seam allowance. Then I'm gonna sew all the way here, all the way across, all the way down until I get here, and then I'm gonna back stitch, leaving that opening right there, okay? And I'm just gonna set this here for reference, okay? This is what it'll look like. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just put my thread in the needle. I forgot to do that. And the thread that I have that I'm using, the color thread, is I have the navy thread at the bottom, and then I have the white thread at the top. So when I get ready to stitch it around, when I get ready to top stitch around, you'll see the white thread at the top, okay? So you want to kind of coordinate it with whatever color fabric you have. All right, so now let's get started. about a 1/4 inch seam allowance. We're going to go ahead and sew all the way around. Left it out. It's okay. I don't want it. All right. Here we go. We're going to start to sew, and then we're going to make sure to back stitch using a straight stitch. All right. My needle is down so that I can turn it. Okay. And I'm going to let my presser foot back down, and I'm going to sew all the way down this first side. So all the way across. We're at the top. Now we're on the other side. We're going to sew all the way down. Once you get all the way down, you want to go ahead and make sure your needle is still down. Lift your presser foot up and pivot. Now I'm going to sew, and then I'm going to leave that 2 inch, about 2 inch opening so that we can turn it right sides out. So make sure to back stitch to lock in your stitch. Also, don't forget to start to warm up your iron if it's not warming up. Next step is we're going to clip the corners here, okay? I'm going to turn it this way so you can see. So we're going to clip all 4 corners. And then we're going to trim down the side, all 4 sides. Make sure to cut your thread as well. And then we're going to trim down these 2 sides and this bottom side here. You can use your pinking shears if you have them, or you can just use your scissors and trim down. Okay. Also, I want to tell you the other fabric that you can use is, I did tell you the flannel or the microfiber from the Dollar Tree. You can get some of those and use that, or you can buy it on the road. I really enjoy making these, and because they're very beginner friendly, and it can use up your scrap pieces. Okay. I don't throw away my little scraps like this because I use them to create dolls, to stuff my dolls or my bears or whatever I'm creating that needs some stuffing. Okay. All right. Next step, we got it trimmed all the way around. Okay. Next step is a good step. Just flip it right sides out. Once you have it flipped right sides out, then you're going to make sure to poke all 4 corners. Okay. So first I just use my fingers and I kind of finger poke it out, the corners out. but then you can also use again the wooden dowel or chopsticks from your when you go get Chinese food, you can use that. You also can use your scissors or something just to poke the corners through. Okay, poke the corners out. All right. So now that I have the corners poked out, finger poked out, I'm gonna now just use my wooden dowel or chopsticks and poke them out a little bit more. You can also round the corners, but I just prefer to keep it simple. Okay. All right. Gonna get my iron and just press this flat. So right here at the bottom where you had your opening, make sure you fold that fabric pieces in, and then it should like even out like that. Now just go ahead and press it. These are perfect birthday gifts ideas. What kid wouldn't want customized, their own customized little towels, right? Now that I have it pressed, I'm going to go ahead and take it to the sewing machine. And we're just going to have to press it one more time after we sew our top stitch. So we're going to take it to the sewing machine, starting at the bottom or wherever you left your hole. You want to start there. You want to use about an 1/8 inch seam allowance. So a little bit above the edge, right? So you don't want to sew off the edge. So you want to go up a little bit, about a 1/8 inch, and then you're going to sew all the way around till you get back here and meet up with the stitch. Right, so I just sew all the way around. Okay, we're back at where we first started. I'm just going to pivot there, and I'm going to meet up with the stitch that I just created. Once you meet back up, make sure to lock in that stitch by back stitching. Cut your thread. Going to get your iron one more time and press it flat. Get your scissors and go ahead and cut your thread. All right, after you cut your thread, guess what? Your paper towel is complete. I just like to go and take all the little raggedy threads just hanging. But overall, your unpaper towel is complete. So some people call it unpaper towel. Some people want to call it a dish towel or whatnot. But whatever it is, or washcloth, whatever you want to call it, it's fine. But this is what it looks like. And once you sew them all up, you can, if you sell, you can sell them as a set like that, or you could just gift it to whoever you want to gift it to. And Yeah, and that's it. So again, here is our paper towel. If you create this and you want to share it with us over at So Cute Beginner Friendly Sewing Group on Facebook. If y'all are watching this and you are from our group, we appreciate you for being here and we appreciate you for sharing your creations with us. I can't wait to see what you make. All right, y'all. I will chit chat with y'all later. Have a good day. Bye. Well, first I gotta